Constantine the Great. So it was an old church, 1,000 years old church. Wobbly, standing, needed some engineering works. And also, the Sistine Chapel, the ceiling, which was just as Starry Skies, cracked. So both of them, Julius Caesar was looking for an architect and a painter. Since the two most famous architects and painters were already working here, the architect was building the palace, the painter was painting his rooms, he didn't know who to hire. Now, Bramante was working here, but he wasn't happy because if you are the most famous architect of your age, like Zaza Hadid, or Franco Gehry, or Renzo Piano, where do you want to work? Here, or do you want to be remembered for the rest of your life as the one who rebuilt the most important church on earth? You want to work there. So Bramante wanted to work there. And he was fearing that Michelangelo could take that job, because Michelangelo was designing the tomb of Julius II, which was a piece of architecture. And he was doing so well that everybody was admiring it. So Bramante had an idea. Maybe I should suggest Julius II to hire Michelangelo as the official painter of the Sistine Chapel. So I could get two possibilities, two scenarios. Scenario number one, Michelangelo has never painted. So he will make the first Jackson Pollock in the history. He will make a mess. And he will fall into this pit. And he will never be called again. Second scenario. Now the Sistine Chapel, imagine that it's as long as these walls. It's a huge chapel. Michelangelo will take a life to do that. He will have no time to take any other commission. So anyway, he will be out of the way and I'll take the job. I'll take the church. Julius II, upon hearing, was excited, went to Michelangelo, knocked on the door. Michelangelo, you the official painter of the Sistine Chapel. Michelangelo refused. I'm a sculptor, I'm going to be making your tombs, that's what I want to do in my life. Julius II was upset. So Michelangelo flew back to Florence to escape the Pope. But do you remember the nickname of Julius II? The Warrior Pope. Could he surrender to Michelangelo? He sent the army to Florence to pick Michelangelo up. The army brought Michelangelo back to Rome. Michelangelo was forced to paint the Sistine Chapel. Imagine now. So Michelangelo never wanted to work there, he had to, and he wanted to do everything by himself. He built his own scaffolding system to reach the top of the ceiling, 6-story scaffolding. Imagine that, he did everything by himself. Only the plaster his assistants did. The rest Michelangelo did everything. All the painting. And by the end of it, after 7 years, 4 years for the ceiling, 3 years for the wall, at the end of it, he was considered divine, because no one else had ever achieved anything like that on earth. All other painters would work with assistants. Michelangelo did everything by himself. And he was so celebrated that he got the commission to build St. Peter as well. So the dome was actually designed by Michelangelo. Now, what did he have to paint, Michelangelo, inside the Sistine Chapel? The whole history of the creation of the world and the end of the world, the last judgment. So let me just give you a some quick information and then we go in. So Michelangelo, to paint, he was freaking out because Michelangelo had never painted before. He was scared, especially because painting the creation would imply painting the face of God. But no one else before him had ever painted God. God would only be a hand appearing in painting before Michelangelo. So Michelangelo had to give a face to God. Now we all know, when we think of God, what do we think about? How do you envisage God? How do you imagine God? Like a man, old man, bearded man. And that's what Michelangelo did. Michelangelo invented the way we see God. So you can really see how art is not just decoration. Art changes the world, changes the way we see and we look and we think of the world. And this is the face of God, and the bum as well. And Michelangelo, like a film, Michelangelo started painting God with the creation of the sun. The creation of the sun, you see God creating the sun. Like a DJ playing a disc, you see a random God creating the sun. And the moon, and the sun is actually created like a vortex of light. So Michelangelo even invented the process through which God created the sun, like a vortex of light. Imagine the finger. And also, of course, this is huge. I mean, every figure is like 15, 18 feet big, so they're massive. That's because Michelangelo, since he was scared to make God, he started from the last three scenes. The scenes of Noah, about Noah. Noah is at the end of the creation. The creation is about God creating the sun, creating the world, nature, creating man, and then of course the creation of man is the most famous episode of man reaching out, God reaching out Adam, man, infusing the soul, energy into him, pretty much the scene, and of course we're gonna see these scenes much bigger, much better than the paper. And of course, the original sin is also in the creation. Adam and Eve picking up the forbidden fruit from the forbidden tree in heaven, and then they are forced to abandon heaven. Sin. Both of the sins are here. And after that, God decides to destroy the world, punish it, sending the flood, the deluge. So Noah and the deluge is the other episode. And Michelangelo started painting the Sistine Chapel from the end, from the deluge. And that's because in the deluge there's no God. So he wasn't scared to paint it. The problem is, since he had never painted, Michelangelo made everything small. So when you're in the Sistine Chapel, you will see that the last three scenes with Noah are teeny weeny. The rest of it is massive, because then he went down from the scaffolding, he saw it, and he realized that he had made a mess. He never deleted it, but he actually made everything big. Then, of course, before we enter, the Last Judgment with 400 figures painted. Imagine that. 400 figures painted. With Jesus coming the second time to judge us all. Sending some of us, the naughty ones, down in hell, and the good ones ascending to heaven. So we're going to be seeing also this terrific as well as terrible scene. Now I feel you're cooking up, ready, curious to start our journey through the